Hey y'all, it's Cristal J with something to say. Voiceover Cristal, the fave, obviously the fave. So in this video, this is a cute little get ready with me for an event, but this is gonna be different. I feel like I've shown you how I do my puff. I've shown you guys how I do my makeup, all of the things, and I just want to talk. I just want a moment to unload, just open my brain and tell y'all the deepest, I don't want to say darkest, but like the deepest things plaguing my mind right now, because we don't really chat like that. And for some reason, Chit Chat videos are not fun for me to film because I just don't feel like I'm getting my thoughts across. That light is too bright. Whatever. So what I wanted to talk about in this video is the processes and just maybe a little bit more of a reimagination of what it means to be lonely versus being alone. That's something I have been, I don't want to say a silent struggle, but a little bit more of a struggle for me, because this is the first time in my life where I've truly been alone, and I've been by myself for this is probably the longest I've ever been truly and honestly alone with my own thoughts and with my own company. And to preface, I will say that I'm grateful and thankful that I don't have negative thoughts towards myself in this time frame. I've had that in the past, and I'm just very grateful that is not what I am currently struggling or grappling with at the moment. It's not really that I don't like myself, if that makes sense. It's not that I don't enjoy my company. I think it's more of getting to know myself and trying to figure out what it is that I like about myself. Because I think when I was growing up, and I feel like that's something a lot of us can relate to. I feel like our angsty teenage and tween age selves didn't really like ourselves or our lifestyles, and we felt like everything was unfair and somebody was better looking or whatever than us, and something like, I feel like if you asked my 16, 17-year-old self what I liked about myself, I couldn't tell you anything. But if you asked me what I hated about myself, I could probably list like hundreds and hundreds of things. And when I was at home last year, before I moved, I was cleaning my room and going through a lot of old journal entries and diaries. And I've spoke about that before on this channel. Going through a lot of my old diary entries and going through a lot of my old stuff throughout my life. For some reason, we kept all my stuff. So from elementary school, middle school, high school, all of that. And it's just interesting to see the perspective of my life and how I had all of these creative and wonderful dreams, and I saw myself as such a special person when I was in elementary school, and I thought I was so talented and confident and special. I'll keep saying that. And then for some reason, when I went to middle school, I stopped thinking and feeling that way. And for some reason, I felt like I didn't deserve to feel special or beautiful or valuable or validated in the spaces that I was in. And I can't pinpoint why I felt like that. Obviously, there were possibly many different experiences that I'd gone through that pushed me to feel that way. But I just could never understand why it pushed me to feel like I didn't deserve to live my life and dream. Now, granted, when I was in middle school, I definitely had a lot of issues and personal problems that I was going through, whether that be just like I don't even really want to go into that, but I feel like when I was in middle school, I felt like I didn't deserve to have a future. So I didn't want to toy or pretend to believe that I deserve to have a special life. And for that, I went from having these wonderful dreams of, I said this in another, like I wanted to be a model. I thought I was going to be the first short supermodel, I don't know. And then for some reason I was like, obviously you can't be a short supermodel, not just because you're short, but also because you're ugly and blah, 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 and all this like self-deprecating things. And I think because I was having these emotions by myself, there was no one in my young adolescent mind to tell me like, hey, you're being self-deprecating and you are doubting yourself and you don't need to be doubting yourself. Like the mindset was just not there. And I think I was too young to acknowledge what I was feeling, and I couldn't express that what I was feeling was doubt or just negative thoughts. When I would feel negative thoughts, I felt like those thoughts were validated because I was feeling them. So if I wasn't happy, that meant there was no reason to be happy, rather than attacking the emotion and like where it was coming from. Like I didn't know how to do that. And now I feel like that's what I'm grappling with. I saw a TikTok and it was, I believe, a young woman. She was talking about how we always talk about healing our inner child, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done with healing our inner adolescent, our inner teenager, our inner 12-year-old, our inner 13-year-old. And that's where a lot of that work and unlearning is coming from. And I totally resonated with that commentary because I feel like that's where a lot of my work needs to go. And that's what I've been experiencing currently, trying to unlearn the things and the triggers that can come up when I feel like I'm not pretty, or when I feel like I'm not worthy of the spaces that I am trying to enter, or the spaces that I want to be in, and trying to understand where that's coming from, and trying to understand the things that make me special or the things that make me happy. And I think that is what this time has been for me, because I don't really have distractions and like relationships or close friendships that are very near to me in proximity. So it's forcing me to be and sit in my solitude and figure out how to not be distracted by the idea of loneliness, but to use my alone time to figure out what I love about myself and why I love those things about myself, and to look at the things that I might need to work on and not hate myself for it, but to learn how to make those things better, learn how to work on those things so that I don't have to dwell and see myself negatively because, I don't know, I should have done the laundry. And it's like, Cristal, you don't never do laundry. You ain't never blah, blah. You just suck. Like, no, it's not. It's deep, but it's not that deep. And I've been learning so much about how to speak nicer to myself and how to prioritize myself and my health, my mental health. I don't know if I'm saying like a lot of random stuff or if y'all are feeling me, but what I'm trying to say is when I first got here and I felt the slightest form of solitude, I got scared because I had never been alone with my thoughts and with my feelings, and I didn't understand that this was a blessing in disguise and that loneliness is a choice to me. I can only speak for myself, and I had to learn that that was a choice, where there were so many things that I discovered that I enjoyed, whether that's curating different playlists for my walks, or listening to different podcasts or commentary, or coming up with outfits and having fittings in my room, or watching TV shows and getting to pause it and talk however I want, or I don't know, like buying a candle or cooking or juicing or watching whatever TV show I want, or putting things up how I want, or doing things in my routine that I like to do. I just learned more about what I like and who I am. And I feel like every day, the more I spend time alone with myself, the more I kind of get a better understanding of who I am and what I like, and who I am by myself, and who I want to be, and what I want to do better, and like the things that make me happy and the things that make me sad, or how I feel without the not pressures of other people, but the influences of others in my solitude. And that is something that I hope many people, if not everybody, is able to experience. I feel like when we're in our 20s, a lot of the content I see about being alone is rooted in loneliness, or rooted in having a community. And I do think community is very important. I'm not going to say community is not important, and the feelings of people who want community are very valid. But I do also understand that a lot of our childhood and what we're used to, like college, elementary school, all of our school, it promotes community. And college specifically, we're used to being in close proximity with the people closest to us. And adulthood really isn't that. Now, unless you're lucky or whatever, but adulthood usually isn't that, where your friend could get a job in California and move X amount of miles away, and that's just what it is, and they're gonna make new friends, and y'all aren't gonna see each other every day. Like, that's real life. And instead of being broken about what you don't have, there's so much value and beauty in what is going on, and what can happen, and what you can learn and love about yourself, your solitude, and your alone time. And you don't have to look at you being me. Look at the quiet solitude as being negative, and look at it as something that I can make special, and figuring out all of the things that make me special by how I'm able to fill my day up with things that I like and find the things that I love. And it's been a beautiful, beautiful time. So that is my little update. I don't know how this is going to sound, and I kind of hate the fact that I have to listen to the playback of this. I think the next time I do a Get Ready With Me, I'm actually going to talk about the makeup, but this was more like a life update, and maybe another time I'll actually do a life update in real time and not voiceover. But I like voiceovers. They're fun. So I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.